Hey guys, today I'm going to share with you how to make some delicious tamales de chile colorado. So if you want to learn how to make them, just stay tuned and I'll show you how. Alrighty guys, so here I already have all of my ingredients. As always, they will be listed in the description box. So with that being said, let's begin cooking. We're going to begin by bringing our water to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, we're going to add our salt and the meat. I'm using a combination of chuck tender rolls and chuck pot rolls, along with 2 pounds of short ribs. And just make sure you cut into large chunks. Okay, once we added all of our meat, we're going to bring it to a second boil. Once it comes to a boil, we're going to remove all of the impurities from the meat formed on top of the broth. Okay, so once we remove all of that, we can add our onion, garlic, and bay leaves. We're going to cover it, reduce the heat to medium-low, and allow it to continue cooking for 1.5 hours or until our meat is nice and tender. Okay, after 1.5 hours, we're going to check our meat. And it should be nice and tender. So now we're just going to remove it from the pot. And you can remove the garlic head and onion. Strain the broth because we're going to use it to make our masa. Okay, now to make our sauce, we're going to be adding our tomatillos and chile paws into our pot. Make sure that you clean them. Going to cover them with water. Set it on high heat and bring it to a boil. As soon as our chiles and tomatillos come to a boil, we're going to transfer them to our blender cup. Okay, to our blender cup, we're going to add our garlic cloves, cumin seeds, and salt. And we're going to be blending with our broth. Leave the lid of your blender cup open. Just cover it with a napkin or some towel, and I'll blend to smooth. Okay, so once we have our sauce, we're going to set it to the side so we can shred our meat. Okay, once we have our meat all nice and shredded, we can take it back to the stove. Our pan over medium-high heat, we're going to heat up a little bit of oil. Once the oil is nice and hot, we're going to add our sauce. Mix it, and bring it to a simmer. Okay, once our chili comes to a simmer, taste it for salt and see if you need to adjust it. And also here is your perfect time to reserve some of the sauce if you want to add it to your masa. So now we can get ready to add our meat in. Reduce the heat to medium-low so that the sauce doesn't pop all over the place. Okay, once we mix the meat with the sauce, we're going to allow it to continue simmering for 12 minutes. After 12 minutes, our chile colorado is done. So here we're going to turn it off and just allow it to come to room temperature. Meanwhile, we can make our masa. Okay, now to make our masa, we're going to begin by creaming down our lard or shortening. So just make sure that you use a large container where we're going to be mixing everything for our masa. Okay, so after 5 minutes, our lard should be nice and creamy. So now we're going to get ready to add our masa for tamal and salt. Now slowly we're going to begin to add our broth, and use a spoon if you need to because it is hot. So just begin to mix it together until we no longer have any more masa and broth. Okay, so once we have added the whole bag of instant corn masa for tamales and 16 cups of liquid, this is what our masa should look like. So now we're going to go in there and give it a good knead, okay? Going to put in some air in there, so mix it real good for about 10 minutes, just until our masa is ready. Okay, now to test the masa, we're going to grab a cup of water, grab a piece of masa, and it doesn't matter where you grab it, the masa should float. Okay, that means that it is ready. And if your masa doesn't float, just add a little bit more water or broth and continue mixing until it passes the float test. Okay, now we're going to allow our masa to rest for about 20 minutes. Meanwhile, we continue waiting for our filling to come to room temperature, and then we can get ready for the fun part. All right, guys, so after 20 minutes, we can now get ready for the fun part, and that's spreading the masa on our corn husk. So I like to soak my corn husk overnight. So like that, the next day they're nice and ready. So now we're just going to drain the excess water, feel for the smooth side, and we can get ready to spread our masa. And it should spread like butter. And grab your filling, place it in the center. With one end, cover the filling, grab the other end, overlap it, grab the tail, and bend, just like that. We repeat the process with the rest of our corn husk until we no longer have any masa or filling to wrap. All right, guys, so once we have our tamales, we're going to arrange them to our steamer pot. Now we're just going to cover them with the extra corn husk. Place a kitchen towel on top. Cover it. Okay, so now we're going to place it on our stove, set it over medium-low heat, and allow them to steam for 1.5 hours to 2. Okay guys, so after 2 hours, our tamales should be done. Be very careful because everything is super hot. And just make sure that you check them. The masa is going to peel from the husk, and that's how you know that they are done. We're just going to allow them to rest for about 15 minutes, and then we can get ready to serve. Alrighty guys, and now for the best part, the taste test. Let me tell you guys that I hope you give this recipe a try. It's seriously super easy to make. Making tamales is time consuming, but it is so easy. This recipe is perfect for everyone and anyone. Promise you, you shouldn't have no struggles in the way of making these delicious tamales. So I hope you give it a try and enjoy it just as much. Cheers and enjoy. So delicious. The filling, so saucy. It's not spicy, but of course that will depend on your chiles. The masa, so moist, so soft, the best. Alrighty guys, and there you have it, how to make super easy and delicious tamales de chile colorado. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, share with your friends and family, and if you regret this recipe, please don't forget to tag me in any of my social medias. And if you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button so you guys can be part of our family. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on my next video.